I'm all that stands between everyone here and drinks, so I will try to be brief. To share a few closing thoughts and suggestions on ways that people can stay involved beyond this workshop. A few things that stood out to me from the discussion. One is we have interest in the discussions about verification, partly in the context of treaty verification, but also in the context of domestic auditing and also internal oversight and security within AI developers as they deal with faster and faster progress in AI. This might mean that we need different technical approaches for these different use cases, or there may be synergies between those. I think there are lots of interesting questions to explore here. There was a lot of discussion today around verifiable inference specifically, and I think there are interesting questions around which of these approaches around, would that be zero-knowledge proofs or TEs or other approaches are going to be most effective to meet the immediate needs and also the longer-term needs that we're going to face. And then going beyond that, there are other challenges that I think are very interesting for us to continue thinking about. What can we do in terms of better understanding and verifying training properties, whether that be the training data, whether that be the computation, whether that be other things? What can we do again, using the types of approaches that we've been discussing with TEs, with zero-knowledge proofs, that help us to address some of those challenges? Many discussions around verification assume that at some point we will be in a world where we have some way of continuing AI progress that is somehow more controlled or more responsible, where the speed is manageable. And there's a question of how do you actually operationalize that? What are we looking at? What does that mean? And how are we verifying that that is being complied with? So many questions to explore there. And I think that connects to some of the technical themes we've been discussing. And of course, many questions around how to secure whatever technology we're building on a hardware level via tamper evidence, tamper resistance, and also potentially through formal verification as a way to achieve really stringent security guarantees that we might need if we're dealing with very highly resourced attackers. So now I want to say a little bit about some ways to stay involved. Of course, the basics would encourage you to follow up with people that you met here and connect, whether that be on Swapcard, LinkedIn, other places, and continue the conversation. We have a Slack workspace, which many of you have joined, which I would encourage you to keep using. It would be great to see people sharing any opportunities, questions, updates, resources they think would be useful for others at this event. If there's work that you think would be particularly relevant for others in your network or colleagues, by all means, invite them to join these discussions. We're very happy to have more people involved. I think a lot of conversations were started today around research agendas or projects that should happen. And so I would encourage you to continue contributing to refining those. And we will be looking to gather lists of open questions across some of these topics. We'll welcome contributions on that. And then lastly, concretely, there are a number of funding opportunities that have been shared today. So I would encourage people to look into that. And I will also share a couple of other things that may be of interest in terms of opportunities. There are a number of organizations here today that are working on some of these problems. So I'd encourage you to consider whether you can collaborate with them in various ways. In addition to that, there are various research fellowships that are coming up where they're looking to provide opportunities for students that want to get involved in this space. If that's of interest, would encourage you to explore those as well. We'll share all these details afterwards in Slack workspace because I realize there's a lot of content here. And lastly, again, want to reiterate that there is this small grant opportunity. This is open to any university or nonprofit entity. If you have any questions about this or want to discuss this further, you can find me on Slack or Swapcard, and my email is there too. We've tried to keep this a relatively lightweight process for applications. This is not like a very involved RFP, and then we'll follow up if we have more questions or need more detail afterwards. So some quick closing thoughts. As we're all aware now for these discussions, we're dealing with very high-stakes decisions around release and access of models, and with very rapid progress that makes it hard for decision makers to have the information they need to react. And so I think the type of work that we're discussing today is very critical for us to not only continue working on, but work on with a sense of urgency, given the stakes. We will be doing a reception after this So please hang out, continue chatting. We do need to be out of the space at 7 p.m. But we will be continuing for those that want to continue the discussion over at the Hilton, which is 2 blocks away from here. If you come out and turn right on O'Farrell Street and go down 2 blocks, you'll find it there. And one last ask from me before I let you all go. We have a feedback survey. It is very helpful for us to hear what you found useful, what follow-ups you identified, questions you have for us, suggestions on future events or other things you should be doing that would be helpful. If you could all take a couple of minutes now to just fill that out for us, that would be super helpful. I realize it's annoying, but it also means that we get that information from everyone. So my ask to you would be, please fill this out and then consider yourself having the right to go off and enjoy some drinks together. Thank you.